Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Tonight is a memory healing in the sanctuary, and I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. Tonight we're going to get a healing on the memory of our brain. Then I'm going to work on the memory in the body. And then the third part is I'm going to work on our memory banks. I think I did that last year, and they're different spaces. So the first and second spaces are kind of cellular spaces, and that's going to be more of a physical healing. And then the memory banks are actually up above the crown, and they kind of sit on top of your head like a slide carousel. And the memory banks are where we file all of our pictures that we've created about our life experience for this particular lifetime. Excuse me. And so I'm going to go in and clean that out. And when you're cleaning your own memory banks, you can go in and reorganize the pictures. So I'm not going to be doing that, obviously, because I'm working on a composite of everybody in the sanctuary. However, what I can do is help clear a lot of foreign energy out of those memory banks and really give you more clarity and that space. So I'm going to start with the memory of the brain, and I'm going to set the energy for this session right now. Okay. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. All right. Let's get going. The first part is on the brain. So let me take a look at this. And again, I'm working on a composite of everybody in the sanctuary. Whether you can make this currently or not, you are part of the healing. So with the brain, what I'm starting with is some very dark energy that I see in the brain, in the folds. This is foreign energy. Some of the first energy I can see coming out is trauma. And of course, the very first trauma is birth trauma. So I'm going to do some clearing on the birth trauma, the memory of the birth trauma. And what that looks like to me, clairvoyantly, as I look at this, is a lot of trauma from the birth in the spine. So I'm going to clear some pain out of the spine that has to do with the memory. You know, it's interesting to me to see that a lot of the pain is right at the base of the spine, where a lot of people have back pain. It's a little stubborn, that pain at the base of the spine. And what I'm finding is, I got a little sidetracked and went to go clear the pain in the spine, but what I'm finding is if I go back and work on the energy in the brain that I started on first, that helps to actually clear the pain in the spine. A lot of black energy coming out of the brain, and with that, some beings. So I'm going to back some beings off right now. Yeah, dark and low-level energies are wonderful breeding grounds for beings. That's another reason why we always want to stay on top of getting foreign energy out, because once that foreign energy gets in, it drops the energy of the body and allows other beings to come in. Yeah, it's still clearing trauma from the memory. And then the next thing that is showing up as in the memory is times that you've been hit or slapped, or maybe if your parents spanked you. That's the next thing in line, is actual physical pain contact to the body. So what I'm doing is I'm just clearing pain right now. I don't want to clear memories, but I want to clear the pain. So I just wanted to make that clear so that you understand what I'm working on. We're actually getting through some of that really dark, heavy energy, and I won't say it's light yet, but it's starting to lighten up. Now there's a lot of unconscious energy coming out of the brain, and that's a whitish gray energy. And um, some some programming is coming out from this healing. Of course, I'm not really going in and trying to get programming, but I do see some programming coming out, like programming of people trying to tell you what to do. It looks to me like you're clearing a lot of that from childhood. Everybody telling you no, telling you what to do. Then I'm looking at, or I should say, now I'm looking at some environmental energy that affects the memory. And that is kind of a weird orange tan color coming out. And what I see is that it has something to do with toxins in the air affecting your memory. We're just getting down to the end of the really thick, dark energy. So that's a yay. Don't want you to lose hope. So that's actually going away. Just around the edges, it's a little crusty. But what I can see is light coming back into the brain now. So rather than seeing dark, thick energy, I'm actually seeing light coming through the brain. Yay, that's what we want. That's interesting. One of the things that you're really good at remembering is how angry you are. So there's all this memory of your anger. I'm going to help you ground that. Okay, that's looking really good. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to fill in the brain now with gold. So tomorrow, because of that part of the healing, it's possible that you might feel a little spacey because a lot of stuff just went flying out of your head. So that energy will come out in the aura tomorrow, and you want to stay grounded. And also, you can do things like blow roses to help move that energy out, which means that as that energy is coming out, I have my trusty rose here. As the energy is coming out of you, you put it in a rose like this one right here, and then blow it up. And it's another way besides grounding to help keep the energy moving out of your aura. All right, now I'm going to go on to the second part, which is the body. So the memory of the body. And just seeing so much past life energy right now. So that's the first thing I'm going to start grounding is the past life energy. This is very encouraging. Rather than the body just remembering all the pain, what's very exciting is the body actually remembers some of your successes. So I'm getting to see like a combination of things that the body is remembering, and it's not all just the painful stuff. There's a lot of success and accomplishment. That's the word that I was trying to think of, accomplishment. I'm watching the healing is really like bringing more awareness to you of, I think, ultimately your value, because in this healing, you're being shown kind of the depth of your history and your body's ability to remember what that history has been. So it's really helping you to see more of who you are right now. There's a lot of pain coming out from past slave lives, a lot of victim energy coming out of the body. Good. And this is what I wanted to get to, the programming, where the body is programmed to stay low or programmed down to encourage beings to come in. So that's what I'm going to work on right now is the programming. A lot of that programming is coming out of your crown chakra on top of your head. There's a lot of gray and white energy coming out off the top of the head. Some of you that have had mini bodies, like where your bodies go back way back, Neanderthal times, I see a couple of bodies in the sanctuary working on clearing some of that energy and bringing that into present time. Now what I'm doing is working on, I'm trying to think of how to articulate this, where the body remembers how to bring the spirit all the way in, like all the way into your fingers, all the way into your toes. And I'm looking at the inside of the body right now and how far down we can get that spiritual energy. What is the memory of the body for that? So what I'm doing is shining a light on the body to show you, the owner of the body, exactly all the space that can be utilized for your spiritual being to come in. And so energetically, that's what I'm doing right now, is showing you that space in case you're so used to having foreign energy in certain places that you don't remember how to open that space up. That's what we're doing right now. There's a lot of body memory from, it looks like ages somewhere around 4 and 5 to 7 or 8, kind of in that time range. And there's a lot of pain coming out of the body. Perhaps those are the ages when we fall a lot. I don't know, but there's a lot of pain in, I'd say, yeah, 4 to 7, that age range. That's what I'm working on right now. Oh, and kind of what I'm seeing that makes sense to me is that's the age where between 4 and 7 is where we're really starting to learn more about our individuality. And so there's a lot more, I'm seeing there's a lot more pain associated with that in venturing out and exploring your own individuality. I was just looking at how your heart is tied into your memory of the body. So I was giving the heart a hello. And just working on some dark energy in the cells right now. What was coming out just then was memory of fatigue and exhaustion. Okay, so what we want to do now is plump those cells back up. So I'm going to start bringing some enthusiasm back into the body. Right. Good. That went really well. Brought the enthusiasm back into the cells. And now this third part, I'm going to take a look at your memory banks. And again, those are pictures of our life experience from this lifetime. They sit in a circular pattern right on top of the crown chakra. And the healing that I'm going to do for you today is just go in and ground the foreign energy off of them, kind of smooth them out. Sometimes those pictures get out of order. Sometimes a lot of energy gets in those pictures just from the life experience that you've had. So I'm going to be grounding that right now. So you might feel a little energy moving around on top of your head. The first set of pictures that I'm grounding are from in the womb. So your information about being in the womb is in your memory banks. It's interesting because when I see your energy in the womb, you have limited awareness. I mean, you have a lot of spiritual awareness, but it's limited when you're in the womb. And then at birth, everything just like, bam, opens up. So there's also a lot of sensitivity right at birth and right after, and that's showing up in the memory banks. Like there's the energy from that sensitivity is showing up. There's kind of a weird pink, like a Pepto-Bismol coming out of the memory banks. I don't know what that is yet, but that's what it looks like. Oh, wow. I know what that is. That's your mother's pain. Wow. That is where each of you healed your mother's pain during birth. You know, for those of you that have babies or children, young children, you might want to call that pain back into a big gold sun above your head so that you're taking it out of your children's space, because we do have a lot of healing agreements with our parents. And I think that as an aware spirit, you probably don't want your children to have to feel like they have to heal your pain. So that's something that I see that you might want to do for your young children and babies, is call your birth pain back out of them and bring it into a gold sun above your head, and then fill yourself in with your own gold. I'm working in your early years in the memory banks right now. There's a lot of gray coming out, kind of like birth to 3 or 4, so those real early years right now. And it's more like the energy is just muddy. So like visually, that's what I'm looking at, is muddy energy that I'm clearing out. Getting a nice healing on the memory banks. The energy of the memory banks themselves is coming up as the energy is getting, as that junky junk is getting grounded out. Like I can see the memory banks starting to vibrate at something that looks like more of like an opalescent type of vibration than just a flat color. It's getting very bright. You're getting a really nice hello to your life experience right now, and you're getting validation because I can tell how you're responding to the healing. This is a very positive thing for you right now. One of the benefits of getting the healing to the memory banks that I just saw is because it's cleaning out a lot of the foreign energy. I saw you getting excited to go out and create some new life experience. So that's very exciting to me, because apparently this energy that's been stuck in the memory banks has kept you from wanting to take new steps. Yeah, there's some nice gold coming into the memory banks right now. I think what I'm going to do to finish off the healing is ask Supreme Being to come in and just ground and do one final healing on the memory banks, and I'll see if there's anything that is worked on that I missed. Oh, this is nice. The tone of your original essence is being cleaned out and reset so that you can hear it. I'm watching Supreme Being create a lot of lateral space in this healing, like space that goes out from side to side. I'm watching sunset colors be brought into the memory banks that sit on top of the crown chakra. So that's not going into the crown chakra, it's going into the memory banks. Yeah, that's so much better. It's like it's like you're back in agreement and in communication with yourself again in the memory banks. Whereas before there was so much dark energy on them, there was kind of resistance and not really looking at them. But now everything's smoothed out, and it's more of like a light orange gold going into the memory banks. Yeah. All right. Supreme Being is done. That was beautiful. I'm going to fill you in with, excuse me. I think I'm going to try to fill you in with a gold sun. I'm just checking your energy channels. All right. Bringing in a great big gold sun. Very good. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing on our memory tonight be complete. Amen. And you can open your eyes and come on out of trance if you were in trance. Good job. Very good job. So I finally remembered what my Female Fridays class is about, and it's breasts. So this Friday, we're going to clean out our breasts, and I'm so excited about that. It's so funny. There was so much energy on it twice. I couldn't remember what it was. But so that's what's coming up this Friday is our Female Fridays, female meditation, and we're going to run some energy through our breasts and clean them out and just clean off some of the energy that's gotten into them over the years, into them or on them. And if you think about how many times they've been touched, that alone we could work on for a while, because if you think of all the nurses, the doctors, the partners, there's a lot of energy that they've endured. So we're going to give them a beautiful healing this Friday night. So I hope you'll join me. And then let me see, let me find my calendar here. My monthly special is coming up next week, and it's on goddess energy. It's going to be September 22nd. And the three goddesses we're going to work are Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, and then Hebe, who's the goddess of youth. So I wanted to pick goddesses that had characteristics that we could work on ourselves in present time, as well as go back and look at our past life goddess energy, bring that forward into present time, and get a really nice healing for ourselves. So that's coming up next week. And then we have one more healing in the sanctuary this month, and it's Get Up and Go. So it's a healing on your enthusiasm, and that will be September 27th. So that's what's going on. And I look forward to seeing you Friday night. I hope you'll join me. And thank you for joining me tonight. I got my eyes on you, and I look forward to seeing you and your breasts Friday night. So bring the girls, and we're going to have a party. All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.